Oh, what an all natty Monday, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Back to By Bone podcast. As always, I am your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. And what is going on? It is January 9th, 2023. This should be episode 29. It is episode 29. Unfortunately, I did not put in another episode out in the meantime. I got super busy. Shit happens. So, what are you going to do? Um, but what's going on? Consistency is the name of the game, and I'm slipping on it, but whatever. Yeah, so it looks like a few things here. We're trying to keep this a little bit short. Going to be heavy on the NFL because I'm trying to catch up on that. So let's take a look at. First, we do have the NCAA National Championship today. It starts at 7:30, so I will not be talking about it now. I just wanted to mention it. I'll probably talk about it next week. I don't think I'm going to watch it much, but I might watch some highlights. I don't really care a whole lot about college football, but I do think it's kind of interesting to um, keep an eye on it because you never know about the prospects. And I don't know, just never been a big college sports guy. I do enjoy like the large college events and games, like big bowl games, the national championship. I do also really like the March Madness college basketball tournament, which is always cool. Um, but yeah, tonight it is Georgia versus TCU. I am going to go with Georgia here. I think that's pretty obvious. If TCU wins, that's going to be the biggest upset in college football history, or at least I think it is. But don't quote me on that end because I do not follow college football. So that game looks like it started tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Should be a banger. Should be good. I honestly think that Georgia just wins the game. But it is what it is. And if you guys hear any vacuuming in the background, that is because my family is working on the house doing some vacuuming. So hopefully it's not too loud. Um, so let's dive right into the NFL. So we missed week 17 and we just had week 18. So for week 17, la, 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 it would be. Here we are. All right. So for week 17, we had the week 16 game. Um, the last week 16 game, I should say, listed on our schedule here, and that was the Chargers versus the Colts. Did I actually not get that game right? Hold on a second. No way the Colts won that game because they just lost this pack weekend, right? Let's go back to. Yeah, okay, so the Chargers did win that game. They beat the Colts 20-3. That was pretty obvious. And then for week 17, we had Cowboys Titans. Cowboys won that game. Cardinals Falcons. The Falcons actually won that. I'm not going to go over the scores for the week 17 because it was forever ago, so it doesn't matter. Patriots beat the Dolphins. I actually had the Dolphins on that one. Interesting. Saints and Eagles. Saints actually beat the Eagles. Holy shit. Giants Colts. The Giants beat the Colts. I had the Giants here. Panthers and Bucks. The Buccaneers ended up beating the Panthers. Broncos and Chiefs. The Chiefs obviously beat the Broncos, even though that was a closer game than I thought it was going to be. The Lions ended up beating the Bears. I had Lions on that game. Commanders and Browns. Who did I pick? Browns actually beat the Commanders surprisingly, so I got that one wrong. Jaguars and Texans. Jaguars destroy the Texans, so good for them. Raiders and Niners. The Niners beat the Raiders in a overtime thriller, so that was actually a pretty good game. Jets and Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Jets. I had the Seahawks there. Vikings and Packers. Packers beat the Vikings 41-17. Absolutely crapped on them. I had the Packers there as well. Rams and Chargers. I picked the Chargers here. They pretty much crapped on them. So um, and then the Steelers Ravens. I had Ravens here. Steelers actually beat them by 3, so I kind of got fucked on that one. And then the Bills Bengals game. So if you guys have not heard and you're living under a rock, the Bills and Bengals game got canceled because one of the players for the Bills on the defensive side, DeMar Hamlin, actually ended up going into cardiac arrest on the field. Um, so they just straight up canceled the whole game. As of now, which is the 9th of January, he is now out of critical condition. He's listed as a stable, I believe. So he's regained his consciousness, breathing, and he seems to be doing all right. I'm not sure what the impact long term of this is going to be on his health, but I was glad to see that he's doing okay. But I won't talk too much on that just because I'm not insanely educated on how a lot of that shit works in terms of health, long-term disability, stuff like that. So I'll just leave it at that. Just glad that he is okay. I was thinking about like talking about like giving my opinions on it, not like whatever, just the more the fact that how it was handled and what they have to do for the game. But I was like, it's not really applicable, so it doesn't matter. But that's all you need to know. And then we're gonna jump. Actually, let's take a look at that really quickly. So out of that, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games right. So they're actually still pretty decent. Lost a lot of them though. So um, is what it is. And then for week 18, I did not do picks because I forgot to. So we'll just run through this slate really quickly. Chiefs beat the Raiders 31-13, locking in the first place in their division. Jaguars ended up beating the Titans 20-16 to bring them right to the playoffs. So good for the Jags. The first time in the playoffs since I think 2014. Um, Steelers actually beat the Browns 28-14. Bengals beat the Ravens 27-16. So now the Ravens are not in the playoffs because of that. Actually, no, they are in the playoffs. Excuse me. I'll get to that in a moment. Vikings beat the Bears 29-13. Bills absolutely crapped on the Patriots 35-23. It should have been 24, but the Patriots decided to try and go for two, and then they missed it, and then the Bills ended up grabbing an interception and running it back for a tutty. So it should have been a closer game, but that's what it is. Dolphins ended up beating the Jets 11-6, which kind of played spoiler for the Patriots. If the Dolphins lost, the Patriots would have been able to go to the playoffs. Um, but I think also the Steelers needed to lose as well. But it was just a situation with the Patriots were just probably not going to be the playoffs regardless. Falcons actually ended up beating the Buccaneers 30-17. Doesn't really matter because the Buccaneers got into the playoffs regardless, but kind of wanted to win that game and this regular season on a high note. But it is what it is. Panthers ended up beating the Saints 10-7. That game did not matter. Texans beat the Colts 32-31. That game did not matter. 49ers actually beat the Cardinals 38-13. Game kind of mattered, but not a whole lot. The Commanders actually ended up beating the Cowboys in an absolute shellacking of 26-6. That game actually kind of really mattered to the Cowboys. I thought they were going to win that game, but they got poo-pooed on. The Seahawks beat the Rams 19-16 in OT, which actually really mattered for the Seahawks because if they didn't win this game, I don't think they would have made the playoffs, but they are in the playoffs now. Eagles beat the Giants 22-16 in a very close game. Jalen Hurts was back. He obviously wasn't himself, but he got back and pulled out the W for them, so he definitely needed that for the first round bye, and they got it. Broncos actually ended up beating the Chargers 31-28. Kind of sucks. I think the Chargers would have been better off in the playoff standing if they had won that game, but I don't know. And then Lions actually end up upsetting the Packers 20-16. I think the Packers were in a situation where it's win and you're in, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But kind of sucks. Packers had a rough season here, so again, I did not do picks for that, so unfortunately, I do not have a scorecard here to see how many I got right and how many I got wrong. But it is what it is. Um, so now let's excuse me. Now let's go briefly into the first round of the playoffs here, which is the wild card round. I am actually pretty excited about this because you got some really cool matchups here. So first game is going to be Saturday, January 14th at 4:30 p.m. We've got Niners Seahawks. I'm actually going 49ers here. I just think they are overall a better team. This would be a huge upset if the Seahawks win, but it's any given Sunday kind of deal. But even with Brock Purdy, the 49ers backup, well, third string quarterback technically, the Niners are a more complete team. They don't really need a superstar quarterback. They just kind of need a serviceable quarterback for them to um, play well. I don't think they go all the way to the Super Bowl, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe Jimmy G will come back. I don't know what his status is, but we'll see. I think Jimmy G can lead them to a Super Bowl just because he's been there before. I don't think Brock Purdy can. We'll see. But again, I'm taking 49ers. It is at home for the Niners. I think they beat that ass. I don't know why I said it that way. Whatever. And then we also got a pretty interesting game here, and I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know like which way I want to go on it, but the Saturday night game, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is Jaguars Chargers, and this is in Jacksonville. So I think that is going to be a big um, factor for Jacksonville. Do I think they still beat the Chargers? Damn it. I don't think so, even though the Jaguars have been playing pretty well recently, and they picked up a lot of wins, and they're looking like an overall well-rounded team. But I think the Chargers are still just a better team overall. They got Austin Eckler, um, Justin Herbert, and then I think they have a couple other receivers, running backs that are really good, but I don't know their names off the top of my head. But yeah, I think they're just a better team, so I'm going Chargers. Then we got Dolphins, Bills. I don't think the Dolphins have a snowball's chance in hell. This is also in Buffalo. I think the Bills are absolutely going to run up the score on them. I would not be surprised if the Bills had 40 points and the Dolphins had maybe 17. So keep an eye on that game. If you're looking for the over under for a good bet on that game, I would go over under 40. Um, and then we have that's going to be, so that game right there is Sunday at 1 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. And then we have Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Giants Vikings. I think this is going to be a little bit closer than expected, but I think the Vikings still take this one. It is at home. I think the Vikings are a better team. Giants, I don't even know if they have their starting quarterback Daniel Jones in, so um, Giants were really cool and really hot at the beginning of the year. Now they do not look so good. So I'm going to go Vikings here. This game is actually pretty funny. It is the Bengals Ravens. This is in Cincinnati. I think this is very reminiscent of the Bills Dolphins matchup. I think the Bengals are actually going to run up the score. So if you're looking for a good bet on a two-leg parlay, potentially even three, I would do the over under, or sorry, go the over in the Bengals Ravens game, go the over in the Bills Dolphins game. Put yourself a little bit of money on that one, make it a sweet little payout. If you want to throw in one more guaranteed bet in there to hit a three leg, maybe make yourself a little bit more money, go for it. I wouldn't know what to throw in there. I would think maybe, yeah, I would do the over on the Bengals Ravens and the overs on the Bills Dolphins, and then I would put Bills money line. So three bets right there for a three leg parlay might pay out pretty decently. It's probably not going to make you millions, but it might be a sweet little payout. So you put $50 in the game. Who knows what could or $50 in the parlay? Who knows? Might make you or might win you maybe 150. Who knows? I don't know. And then we have the biggest coin flip I have seen is going to be the Monday night game, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is the Cowboys Buccaneers. So I will be going over the results of every one of these games except for the Cowboys Buccaneers game on this Monday because I will be putting out the podcast before then. So I'll have to do that at another time. But this is in Damn, this is in Tampa. So it's like kind of hard for me to like bet against Tom Brady, but they just do not look good. I mean, the Cowboys don't look good either, but if I had to like bet with my head, it would be Cowboys here. So I'm going to go Cowboys. So for the first playoff round, I'm going 49ers, Chargers, Bills, Vikings, Bengals, and Cowboys. So that would lead some pretty cool, interesting matchups here, but we will get into that later. So for now, we'll just go with that, and that's going to be the wrap on the NFL. For the NHL, I wanted to touch briefly on the Winter Classic. I actually ended up watching almost all of the Winter Classic. It was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool at Fenway. They had like really cool setup. Everything was cool. Would love to go to a Winter Classic one of these days. Let me take a look at the score. It was actually super close the entire game until where is that game? Holy moly! There's no way that they. Okay, I just passed it. I'm an idiot. Here we go. And it was also against the Penguins, which is nice. It's always nice to get a hot win against the Penguins. And the Bruins got both of their goals in the third period, so pretty dope. Love that. Um, the Bruins currently have 29 wins. The Penguins only have 19. Must suck. But for the Bruins, Jake DeBrusk got both of the goals. He was the hero there. It also, I was just a little surprised the Bruins had such a hard time, especially since the Penguins starting, I almost said quarterback, the Penguins starting goaltender Tristan Jarry actually went out of the game. I think early in the first because he had some kind of leg injury. I'm not really sure what happened, but he ended up going out. So I was like, all right, here we go. We're gonna run up the score on him. But they're next in line. The Casey DeSmith, he actually had a lot of fucking saves. He had 21 saves on the night. Or sorry, he had 19 saves on the night. So there was 21 shots attempted against him with 2 goals allowed and 19 saves. So he was pretty fucking solid for the Penguins. Luckily, we just happened to get some good goals and some good player on the net on some rebounds. And then we had Linus Ullmark in the net all night. There was 27 shots against, and he had 26 saves, only 1 goal allowed. So he was pretty on point, looking pretty good. It's nice to see the Bruins have a little bit of depth in the goaltending position because Ullmark looks like he is the guy, but also we've got a really good backup in Swayman just in case because the playoffs are going to be long. The rest of the season is long, so you don't want to burn out anybody. But yeah, again, the Winter Classic was dope. The jerseys on both sides were really cool. The way that they kind of dressed up Fenway was really dope with all the cool stuff going on the ice in the middle of the field, and they had like all these like big logos everywhere and shit. It was actually really cool. I really enjoyed it. I think they also played some college games there too afterwards, so that's pretty cool. So getting to like just being a college kid, getting to play in Fenway, like pretty dope. But if you guys didn't watch that, definitely missed out. Go back and watch that if you can. Really cool experience. Especially if you're like someone from the Boston area and like team, your hockey team is doing really good right now, best team in the league, and they just have the Winter Classic because teams like I'm not sure how the Winter Classic is determined, but the Bruins have actually played the Winter Classic multiple times since its inception. I think this is the second time it's been at Fenway. The first time they had it at Fenway, the Bruins lost, so it's nice to kind of be get a little bit of a redemption arc on that one. So it is nice. The Winter Classic is always dope. I believe they did it last year in like Minnesota, and it was like really fucking cool too. But I mean, it's kind of cool to see like historic Fenway there. But um, case in point, or short of the story is do more Winter Classics. And then after that, because that was Monday, January 2nd, I would have done a podcast for that, but some shit happened. And then after that, the Bruins beat the Kings 5-2. Then the Bruins beat the Sharks 4-2. And then just last night, the Bruins absolutely shit on the Anaheim Ducks 7-1. Anaheim is like the worst team in the league, so I'm not surprised they ran the score up on them. But I was kind of concerned with this whole California run because a lot of the times you end up playing all 3 of those California teams back to back, and you end up dropping 1 or 2 of those games because it's either go far, you have to travel, you don't get a whole lot of time between games. You got to be in LA, you got to be in California, whatever, and it's kind of hard to stay focused with beautiful weather, beautiful people. You got your toes in the sand, you got your dick and fat Latin asses. It'd be kind of hard. I'd kind of slip up. But for them to sweep all 3 of those teams, like none of those teams are really that good. But I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if they dropped 1 game, but they won all 3. So it's good to see. And then Bruins next game is going to be this Thursday, January 12th. They're playing the Seattle Kraken at home. I'm going to say this now. So they just came off a 3-game road trip. I would not be surprised if the Bruins do not play well here, probably because they're trying to rest, readjust. Even though the Kraken are not a good team, um, I wouldn't be surprised if they drop the game. But keep an eye out for that. They got some cool games coming up too. They got to play Toronto on the 14th. They play the Rangers on the 19th. It's going to be a fun game. Islanders on the 18th. Ooh, Lightning on the 26th of January. Ugh, this is going to be tough. So the 26th of January, they're playing in Tampa. They're going on a massive road trip streak here. So this is in the future. But the 26th, they're in Tampa. The 28th, they're playing the Florida Panthers in Florida. Then 29th, they're playing Carolina Hurricanes in Carolina. And then they got to go right to Toronto for February 1st. Oh my God, what a trip. And then they come home. So there's a massive break. So February 1st, then there's a massive break, and then February 11th, the Bruins are playing the Caps. So they're going to need that break for sure. And then February 14th, they play the Stars. This schedule is definitely heating up. Got some good games though, so that would be fun. Season is still pretty young here. There's a Minnesota Wild game in March. That game looks pretty sweet. What do we got here? Oh yeah, Bruins play the Blue Jackets March 30th at home. I might try and go to that game. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna try and take the 30th and the 31st off for my birthday and see if I can head down to there for the. Oh, maybe I'll even just take the 29th. Who fucking knows? Um, Head down there for my birthday. But we'll see. And I might just go alone, but I don't know if anyone's going to come with me. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that is going to be it for the NHL. Let me take a look and see what we have for games tonight. Ooh, got a couple games tonight. We're looking at Flyers Sabres. It's in Buffalo. Predators Senators in Ottawa. We've got Kraken Canadiens in Montreal, and they got Oilers Kings. That's in LA. None of these teams are really exciting, but all right, I would say Buffalo wins that game. I think Nashville beats the Senators. I think the Kraken end up beating Montreal because Montreal's bad right now. I think the Kings end up beating the Oilers. So we'll see how that goes. Let me take a brief look at the standings. Ba, 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 ba. Bruins still top the Atlantic Division, the Eastern Conference. They are 32, 4-9 at this point. I know I said 29 earlier, but that was from a while ago. So again, current standings 32, 4-4. Looking really hot. 8-2, 8-0-2 in their last 10. 4-game win streak, looking really good. Next team behind them is going to be the Maple Leafs, and they're quite a few games back. Maple Leafs only have 25 wins. So Bruins are head and shoulders looking at the best team in the league. In the Metro Division, the current Hurricanes are actually tied with the Jersey Devils at 25 wins. And then you got the Capitals right behind them with 23, and then the Rangers right behind them with 20. And the lowly Penguins down there, what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth place. Ugh, poor Penguins. Oh well. Can't say I am sad for them. Over in the Western Conference Central Division, we have um, pretty close to the standings here. We got the Stars, the Jets, and the Wild all pretty close together. Avalanche just don't seem to be able to pull it together. The Jets are surging here with a 5-game win streak somehow. Good for them, but somehow they're doing it. Um, what else do we have? Then we've got the Pacific Division. Golden Knights, top of the division. Looks like they got a lead of 4 games. They're 27, 13, and 2. Right behind them is the Kings. Is actually pretty nice. I actually kind of like the Kings. And then we got the Seattle Kraken at 22, 12, and 4. So that's your top 3 for the Pacific Division. Everyone else, the Pacific sucks dick, but it is what it is. So that's going to be it for the NHL. Let's take a brief look at the NBA. So I did actually get to watch a little bit of the Celtics game the other night. I think that was Saturday night. Let me go back. Sunday. Yeah, that was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday night. It was Celtics Spurs. It was a lot closer than I expected it to be. It was in San Antonio. Celtics ended up winning 121 to 116. I don't know why it was so fucking close, but I guess it was. I don't really know. Um, I think let me take a look and see because I don't think Marcus Smart was in. No, he was in. He only had 5 points though. Um, who was not playing? Jalen Brown was playing. Jason Tatum was playing. Marcus Smart. Why did we play so badly then? What happened? Robert Williams was going off. He was looking really good. Let's see. And the Spurs kind of just spread the ball around a lot, but for whatever reason, the Celtics just let up so many points. Maybe they just underestimated the Spurs, and they're like, "Fuck, we don't have to really play that much defense." And then in the last quarter, um, Robert Williams just started popping off on defense. Malcolm Brogdon actually looked really good too. He had 23 points. He was the third highest scorer for the Celtics there, but he kind of came out of nowhere. I'd never even heard his name until Saturday night. So he looks great. Good for him. We like to see that. Get a deep roster because we can't have Jason Tatum doing it all. We definitely need people like Jalen Brown, Derek White, Marcus Smart, and even Malcolm Brogdon to step up and take a little bit off of his shoulders. And they definitely did that at least a little bit because Brogdon had 23, Brown had 29. I mean, Jason Tatum still had 34 points, but I don't know what happened with Marcus Smart. I don't know if he got hurt or what, but he only had 5 points. Yeah, I'm gonna need to see at least 15 out of you, bud. Just to take a little bit of shoulder a little bit of that weight that Jason Tatum is carrying. So I would like to see them spread it around a little bit more because I would like to see all of their star players getting double-digit points. So if like Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Brogdon, Robert Williams, they all have at least 10-digit points. It's going to be really hard to beat that team, especially with how their defense is looking right now. And if, I mean, their defensive guys are scoring at least a minimum of 10, they're going to be looking really good. But, um, they still won. It was just a closer game that I wanted it to be. And then looking. Any of the games from Saturday that were that good? The Magic ended up beating the Warriors 115 to 101. I don't know what the fuck happened there, so that kind of sucks for them. Um, Mavs beat the Pelicans 137 to 117. Pretty good. And then some other games from Sunday. Kind of don't care. I don't really see any games I was interested in. The Nets actually ended up beating the Heat 102 to 101. Kind of good for the Heat. The Nets, they've been surging. But I did just see today on SportsCenter that Kevin Durant just got hurt, and he's probably going to be out for quite a while here. Looks like an MCL, so that is bad for the Nets, really good for the Celtics, because the Nets have been one of the hottest teams in basketball recently, and they're going to be hard to beat. So we got looks like 6 games tonight. Pelicans Wizards. That's going to be a home game for the Wizards. That should be a good game. Bucks Knicks. That actually might be kind of good. I think Bucks win anyway. We got Celtics and Bulls. It's going to be at Boston, so that should be a good game. I think the last time the Celtics played the Bulls, they actually lost, so I think they're looking for a little bit of redemption here. And the Celtics are coming off a pretty close win against the Spurs, but they had a whole day to rest, so Celtics should win that game. Then we got Spurs and Grizzlies. This is in Memphis. I think Grizzlies absolutely shit on them. Lakers Nuggets in Denver. I think that would be a closer game than I anticipate. And then Magic and Sacramento Kings. Don't really care about that game. Also, that game's at fucking 10 p.m. at night. Jesus Christ. These California games. But that should be good. Celtics Bulls. Let's take a look at the Celtics' upcoming schedule here. So they got the Bulls tonight, and then they're playing the Pelicans Wednesday. Ooh, they're playing the Nets on Thursday. But KD just went out, so that's a good fucking sign for the Celtics. That's in Brooklyn too, so it's at the Barclays Center. So I think the Celtics have a good chance now that KD is out, but you never know. We'll keep an eye on that. Another cool game coming for the future here is going to be January 19th. The Celtics are playing at home against the Warriors. That's pretty fucking good. That'll be a good game. Anything else? Take a look around my birthday and see if the Celtics are playing. So it's going to be March. And again, the season for the NBA is actually pretty young as well. So we got a long season for the NHL and a long season for the NBA. So those are going to be my primary talking points once the NFL is over. But luckily, once the NFL is over, guess what's starting up? That's right, it's League of Legends, everyone's favorite fucking portion of the show. So we'll be getting into that. So let me take a look. Celtics are playing. Actually, on my birthday, they are playing at home against Utah. So that would be fucking sick if I go to either a Bruins game or a Celtics game. I would much rather go to a Bruins game, but I think I need to look at tickets first. That's going to determine everything. But let's take a brief look at the standings here before I grab some water. Celtics top the East with 28 and 12. Right behind them is actually the Nets at 27 and 13. So the fact that KD went down couldn't come at a better time. And then you've got Celtics, Nets, Bucks, Cavs. So that's looking pretty good. In the Western Conference, you have Nugs, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Mavs. And the Nuggets and Grizzlies are actually tied at 26 and 3. So it's pretty good. But the Grizzlies are on a 6-game win streak, so you got to keep an eye out for that. And that's going to be it for the NBA. Let me grab a brief sip of water here. All right, that is going to be it for the NBA. Next topic here. So just talked about the NBA. Let me take a look quickly at the LCS. So this is starting up soon. All of the League of Legends leagues are going to be starting soon. Excuse me. Let me me see when that starts. LCS, it starts January 26th. Unfortunately, that is quite a ways away. Then does the LEC start? LEC starts January 21st, not too long. And let's take a look at the Asian leagues. LPL starts January 14th. Thank fucking God, I can't wait for the LPL. That's going to be dope. The 14th, that is... That's this Saturday. Fucking sick, man. Let me see if I can... The schedule. Everyone's going to love this. Does it not have a schedule here? Let's see. 2023 season. Does it have a match schedule posted yet? Oh, baby. This is going to be a banger. Week 1, it looks like FPXWE, which is a game I don't think I'll be awake for. What does it say? It says... What time is this game supposed to be on? I can't even tell. I'm not really sure. So when I was in Colorado, I wasn't awake for the first game on LPL. So maybe I'll be awake for the first game here since the 2-hour time difference. I don't know. Either way, I'll let you guys know. But it's gonna be FPXWE. Those teams are completely different. Anyone's Legend, IG, those teams are completely different. But this BLG JDG game, that's gonna be fucking sick. So that's a game I'm definitely looking forward to. And then what looks like Sunday on the 15th, LGD versus RA. Don't really care about that game. And then OMG RNG might be a good game. And then there's Ultra Prime against, it says NIP, but I don't think that's Ninjas in Pajamas. I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated, but I just want to take a look at that really quickly. And maybe it is Ninjas in Pajamas. I don't fucking know. I'll look over it later. But that's gonna be dope. So I'm gonna be talking about that come this Monday. Try to remind me, guys. And then when does the LCK start? LCK starts January 18th. That'll be dope. Let me see if there's any hot games. This year for the LCK, I'm actually kind of excited because there's been a lot of roster swaps. Look at the match schedule. Ooh, week 1 starting off hot on the 18th with Damwon. They just rebranded, so I'll figure out what to call them later. But Damwon versus DRX, that's gonna be a dope game. And then T1 Gen G is gonna be a dope game as well. The 19th, that Hama Life team that actually got like a massive overhaul with a lot of fucking players on it. They're gonna be a threat for sure. They're playing Kung Du Freaks that game. They're probably gonna shit all over them. And then other than that, I don't see a whole lot of other games that look interesting. So keep an eye out for that. I'll talk about that and let you guys know. What else do we have to talk about here? I think it is just straight on to the anime and manga here. Let me go over this really quickly. So unfortunately, I have not been watching a whole lot of anime here. Trying to catch up on a lot of stuff, but I haven't really gotten a chance to. Just because I've been so busy, I've been all over the place and whatever. So I had to catch up on a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. But the new season is out currently. There's quite a few things that have already coming out. So I'm going to read off a list of things that I'm probably going to check out, but I'm probably not going to watch all of them. So if you guys want to write this down. So first off, I'm going to be looking at Vinland Saga Season 2. Definitely going to be watching the entirety of that. I might check out the Misfit Dungeon Academy Season 2 just because I read a little bit of the manga and I watched the first season. So maybe I might. I don't know. Definitely watching Tokyo Revengers Season 2. It's the Christmas Showdown. So definitely watching that. Looks like it's got 13 episodes. It's going to be tight. Then there's the Nier Automata animation here. I'm probably going to look at all of this because it's being done by A1 Pictures. They usually do a good job. Then also, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Season 4, Part 2. Obviously watching that. That already came out, so maybe I'll watch the first episode of that tonight, let you guys know. I might watch The Adventurers Who Don't Believe in Humans because I read a little bit of that manga. It's not too bad, but I'm not sure that it needed an anime adaptation. Definitely watching the Trigun Stampede. That's going to be dope. Being done by Studio Orange, who actually does some decent work. I forget exactly what they've done. Oh yeah, they did the Beastars stuff. Um, what else did they do? Oh, they did Dimension W2, which is something I like as well. Um, and then nothing else really recognizable, but they did do some things I like, so I'm excited for that. It should be fun. Farming Life in Another World. I read some of the manga. I don't think I need an anime adaptation, but I will watch a couple episodes and see if I like it. Um, got Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist in Another World. Again, another series I read a few chapters of. Don't think it needs an anime adaptation, but I might check it out. Ba-dum-bum. Let's see. Then we've also got the Fruit of Evolution season 2. Since I did a animation overhaul, I might actually check that out because I stopped watching the first season because it was absolute dog shit. But I don't know. We'll check it out. Looks like it's not airing until January 14th. But what else do we have? Chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon Ward, whatever. Again, another series I read a few chapters of. It was all right. Definitely did not need an anime adaptation. There's also Campfire Cooking in Another World. That one, same boat. Read a few chapters. It was all right. Didn't need an adaptation. So those are all decent, but I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated on what ones I'm actually gonna watch and how much I like them or not. Anything else on here? Let me look really quickly. Blue Lock Evidence and Shadow still going. Let's see. Nothing else I really see interesting here. Um, yeah, I don't really see anything else on here. Let me OVAs, ONAs, no, no. They're doing a Black Clover movie. It's coming out on the 31st. Interesting. 31st of March, my bad. They're doing another Gridman series? What the fuck is this? All right, whatever. Yeah, that's just like me, like mumbling and rambling on that. But that's what I'm going to be checking out. I still need to catch up on quite a few things, so I'll keep you guys updated on that once I catch up on as much as possible. I think, let me look at what I have for the winter 2022 season. Where the fuck is it? Here we go. I need to watch the last episode of Chainsaw Man. Actually, I think I did watch it. Pretty sure I did. I need to go back. I need to update all this, but I'll do that later. So, whatever. And then I've not been reading any manga recently, so that does not fucking matter. And then I did also want to mention I want to do a brief review of the Guardians of the Galaxy episode or volume one. I actually just recently watched that because I don't really watch a lot of superhero movies just because I don't really care about them. But I kind of sat down and just watched it. I didn't know this movie came out in 2014, but it was actually pretty decent. I didn't think it was that good though. What does it have here? So IMDb has an 8 out of 10. I kind of give it a 5 just because I thought it was passable. I didn't think it was that good. I thought everything looked good, but obviously it should look good. It's a James Gunn film and it's Marvel, so it should look good. So I thought it was decent. So I give that one like the most 5 out of 10 I've ever seen for a superhero movie. And then I actually started watching the second one, but I did not make it to the through the whole thing. So I'm like halfway through. This one's already significantly better. So I'd say the second one's without finishing it. a 7 out of 10, but I have not finished it yet, so I'll have to finish that one when I get a chance, and I will let you guys know. Um, but yeah, the first one is basically just to introduce the Infinity Stones, and like the main bad guy is just like some random loser, and they kind of just like blast him away, which is kind of fucking stupid. Um, but the second one, you get to meet like Peter Quill's dad and all this stuff. But the second one's significantly better already. Um, but yeah, the first one is just like the most 5 out of 10 Marvel movie I've ever seen in my life. But that's about it. I think that's going to be it for the podcast today. I thought I was going to have a whole lot more to talk about, but I kind of didn't. I wanted to put out another video or podcast, fucking make sure I get back onto the consistency. Try not to get too off the rails in terms of not putting them out, but it is what it is. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the podcast. Again, that was episode 29 of the Back by Bone podcast. As always, I'm your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. Please like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that fucking good shit. Appreciate anybody who listens. Let me know you guys listen in the comments down below, or if you're listening to this on Spotify. I don't think you can get in contact with me on Spotify, but give me a 5-star rating. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys. I will catch you guys next week. We'll have more NFL. We'll also have some League of Legends to talk about. Thank God. Some more NHL, some more NBA, and also the College Football National Championship. We'll take a look at that as well. So thank you so much. Have a great one. Peace. Oh, get your dick wet too. Peace.